Now, while we're looking at iDrive, a lot of complaints about the iDrive system over the years. I really like this one, right? Menu button brings you to menu no matter where you are. End of story. Okay. To go up and down the options, you literally, you can just say turn the wheel, up and down she goes. Now, my one complaint, I wish the wheel rotated different directions. So turning it that way brings it down. That just seems negative to me. But anyway, look, that's just my personal thoughts. So let's go through the options. Multimedia. CD drive here. Unusual in the car these days, agreed. Nice though, like it. External devices is generally just Bluetooth in this case, although you have an auxiliary port socket. Excuse the mess in this. An auxiliary port socket here. Okay. You also have USB in here. If you plug USB cable into this and plug it into a device, an iPhone for example, that has Spotify on it, this machine will recognize that you have Spotify, and in your external devices you get a Spotify connection. You can navigate Spotify with a proper Spotify interface. It's nice, like it, right? And then sound again is, that's back where you recognize that screen. That's again another way of changing the sound systems. Okay. Music collection is interesting. There's a hard drive in here, and you can store a lot of information, a lot of music on your hard drive. Okay, so if we look at music search, and if we go into search folder, I've imported 3 times from various songs I bought over the years, and I've imported them in here 3 different goes. They're all in different folders. You can sort by folder. You can play the whole lot at once. It's really, really nice because you don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot my phone, or my battery charge is low and I have no charger or whatever. It's nice to be able to play from a hard drive. I really like that. I use it a lot. I've got nowhere near used all the space. There's a load of space on this. Really, really nice. I mean, I have 165 tracks in total on all my 3 folders there, and I could do that again and again and again and again, not anywhere near out of space. So it's nice, and you can search by the various ways you want to play and build up your own playlist. I like the music options in this car, really sharp. Okay. Now, what else do we have? If we go back, you can also, okay, so that's currently playing, which shows you all the songs on your playlist. That's a music search. You can search for something different. That's playlists that you can create yourself. More media, more like this song, and so on. Add to favorites and whatever, right? So it's really easy to use. I really, really like the setup here. And you can do this one of 2 ways. You can push the menu button and go into multimedia, or you can push the media button here. Sorry, because I haven't got the car going, and turn the iDrive off. So you can push the media button here and it brings you straight into the same section. So it's nice. Really, really like it. Okay. Now, we then have radio with all the various bands. You can save state. Now, the way you save stations is in here. The way you do not save stations using these buttons here. These buttons are for something different, and I'll explain those in a few minutes. Save stations are stored in there for whatever save stations you want. Okay. You can scroll through them. Right. Phone is just telephone. That's fine. Navigation is literally that. Navigation of where you are and what you're doing and whatever. It's nice. I updated the maps when I got the car 18 months ago or so. It didn't cost me much. It cost me about €50 to update the maps. It was a simple update. I literally put my map update onto the USB drive and slotted it into the USB socket you saw in here a second ago, and it updated it for me. So these maps are about a year out of date. They're really nice. What I do like, what's important about this, these maps do not take postcode or air code input, but what you can do is you can get a BMW app on your phone, you link it to the car, there is a map search ability on that. It will take postcodes, and you can download that destination information via postcode to this car. Okay, and to do that, it comes in connected drive on the option here, right? And you see in messages, and it comes in as a message to your car or wherever you want to go. Okay, really, really good, really nice. Okay, so I like that a lot. It's nice and easy to navigate. So what I tend to do now is I tend to plan my route using the phone while I'm sitting down having coffee at the kitchen table, send it to the car, and when time I get in the car, it's good to go. Literally bring it up here, go into, like I just showed you, into the messages, route to destination, and you're off. It's nice and simple, really, really good. Contacts is contacts both for phone and for your navigation places you've stored. That's easy. Vehicle information is very interesting. Let's go in here. So, the first thing I want to note is the entire owner's handbook. You won't get an owner handbook when you buy the car. It's all in here. The whole thing is in here. And it's very, very easy to search. Let's search for, I don't know, fuel. Okay. Fuel filler flap, for example. Opening. And what's handy is it shows you how to do it, and there's graphics as well. So it's nice. I like it a lot. The manual is really handy. The manual will only appear when the car is stationary. When you're driving, that goes away, which is a great idea. Okay, I really, really like that. So if we go back now, the back button brings you back through the screen. So hit back, hit back. You always go back a screen, back to where you were. It's nice. Let's go back into vehicle information for a second. I like quick reference also. If I'm stuck at traffic lights and something has gone wrong. This gives you visual representation of the idea you're interested in. So I want to have a look at the instrument gauge cluster, for example. And I want to see what my buttons on my steering wheel are doing. How do I use my speed limiter, right? And there you go. It's all there. It's nice, nice and simple. Really, really good. Really quick. Really handy. Fantastic. Picture search. Let's search by, I don't know. Okay. How do I use this bit? Right. Nice and simple. Fair play to BMW. That's one of the best systems I've seen. I really, really like the fact that quick reference, picture search, owner's handbook. Brilliant. Really nice. You'll also note on this particular model, it's a widescreen. Okay. Some of them are a bit smaller. Again, watch out for your spec levels. Okay. Onboard computer shows you the kind of fuel mileage you're getting, what your average speed is. It's nice. I like it to a point. Useful, not useful, up to you. Trip computer, similar idea. Okay. Now, vehicle status is what I'm always in here for. I like this a lot because the tire pressure monitoring system and the oil level check is in here, right? So I mentioned this already. Tire pressure monitor shows you what pressure your tires are at when the car is driving, right? Very, very useful and will trigger. So when I got new tires fitted, it triggered almost straight away because I hadn't had a chance to reset itself. Literally push the reset button, drive for 5 minutes. It understands again what the new mileage is. Really nice, like it, right? Engine oil level. Can't be measured here. It only measures, I suppose, when the engine's on. Maybe if we start this, you'll be able to see what that does. So the engine is now running. It'll show you the oil level. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'll show you what else you have. Service history shows you the service history of the car and when the brake fluid is next due for a change and the brake pads. I like this to a point. Only useful if it's been serviced in BMW dealerships. This may be incomplete. So watch out for that. Okay. You'll notice the engine oil level has had time. Now, I'm running it a bit low, which isn't on purpose. But as I said before, a lot of oil consumption. It's generally around this time. If I put a litre of oil in now, that'll go back up to max, or just under max, and that'll be fine. That'll get me going for another 2,000 or 3,000 kilometres. So I like that a lot. I suppose if I didn't drive with such a heavy right foot, I have better fuel economy and a little bit less oil usage. But look, it is what it is. Now, you'll notice earlier on I showed you this, right? That is my warning symbol. To check it, you literally go in here, check control, and I've done that on purpose so you can see what it looks like. Its washer fluid level is low, and literally you can then read the manual to figure out how to turn your washer fluid up or down or whatever. Really, really, really nice, right? So that's a quick tour of the dashboard. Now, what else can we show you? We can show you, oh yes, air conditioning system. Okay, heated seat, auto on both sides, which is nice. So this doesn't need to be auto. These buttons here, this guy changes where the air points, right? Head and feet, windscreen, all three, windscreen, head, just head, right? So nice. I like me doing it on that side, and again at different temperatures. Or you'll also notice this, it's fan control, there's your fan speed. Okay, fan speed is different. On auto, the fan speed is different to just fan speed, okay? Auto means it will keep it to the same temperature, you're just blowing faster fan or a slower fan if you don't like the speed of air in your face, okay? But on manual mode, that's how much you're just blowing out. It's not keeping it to this temperature, it's blowing at that temperature. That's the difference, right? You can sync it again. They're both different at the moment. If we just set this to there and we set this down to here, if you sync it, it will always reset to the drivers. The driver is the overriding one, to the driver setting, okay? Air conditioning on or off. Max air conditioning if it's roasting. Defrost the windscreen, defrost the rear. That again is your fan speed for this side. This is interesting. Automatic air quality, if it discovers the guy in front of you is blowing nasty fumes at you, it will recycle the air, okay? M, you do it yourself, right? And that turns it off, okay? So, I like the A, to be honest. Now, the only other thing is this, the fresh air idea. So, set here, you'll always get hot air in line with the temperature you set here, okay? Blowing from these vents. Here, you always get cold air, full stop, right? And then somewhere in the middle. And it's nice because you can have the rest of the cabin nice and toasty and be blowing fresh air on your face on a long drive to wake you up. I like it. Really, really good. Okay. Now, overhead, map reading lights and your ambient lights that come down here and light all of this. Really, really good. Okay. Down here then we have parking sensor system. So if you hit this button, okay, there's your parking sensor system, front and back. As I said before, if you're pulling into a space, the front sensors may not necessarily be active. Just be careful. It's nearly caught me out once. Just watch out for that. Okay. Some of these cars come with reversing cameras. A lot of them do, in fact. This one doesn't have it. So what you'd have is you'd have a separate screen here. You'd have a reversing camera. You'd have a picture of this car beside it. Look, reversing cameras have their place. I don't necessarily find the need for one. I like sensors because the boot line and the bonnet line in this car is reasonably high. You can't really see where it ends, so the sensors are useful. Okay. That's the parking system. You can turn that on or off up to a certain speed. Automatic handbrake. So the first thing I do when I get in the car is I press the start stop button. I press the automatic headlight button if it's nighttime. I press the automatic handbrake button. The automatic handbrake, if you stop at traffic lights, for example, it will automatically apply the handbrake, but it will also automatically illuminate the brake lights, right? Which is handy, so the guy in front of you knows your brakes are on. If you just put the handbrake on, that doesn't apply. I like that idea. I like the fact that it's done the brake lights for me, and then literally to drive away, tap the accelerator, and off she goes. Right? The handbrake comes off itself. That's brilliant. Nice touch, BMW. Like it a lot. That's the iDrive system we spoke about. So again, all the options on the menu, you have all the options here. Menu, media, radio, telephone, sat nav, right?